Listen, we thought Spence was going to bring something that we seen him bring plenty of time. We were wrong. Listen, as I said in other videos, you guys calling us casuals, that doesn't bother me. Yes, I am casually sitting with my feet up, watching and talking about this the same way I would in the barbershop or anywhere else. Never once have we said we were experts, and none of you are either. So let's be clear. We're all casually watching, which makes us all casuals. But
On another note, while y'all casually sitting here watching that video, give us that COS treatment, comment, like, subscribe. We are on the road to 1,000 subs. We are almost there.
right
We
there.
you rocking with us. Smash that button, leave a comment. Back to you, bro.
Yeah, tell a friend to tell a friend, by the way. But so Crawford showed us why he's 40-0. He stated earlier today, I believe it was, or I watched it earlier today, that he doesn't think he'll get the 50-0 and Todd Mayweather. He doesn't plan on fighting that long, right? And so looking at what's in front of him, we know he has a mandatory rematch with Spence. Spence wants to exercise that clause. The loser of the fight had that opportunity to do that, so that's going to be next. We know he wants Charlo. Charlo's fighting Canelo at 168 in September. So that probably, and if Spence and Crawford fight by December, that fight probably won't happen until around May of next year at the earliest. So boom, there's two that gets him to 42 fights. But there's been speculation, there's been talk, and again, we're making this video. Crawford already shut it down. He said it's not happening because he's not going down to 142, which is a catch weight, where I think Tank is throwing out that 142 weight. But Crawford versus Tank, two top 10 pound for pound. A lot of lists don't have Tank on it. I don't know why. Probably because they're haters, right? You got to try to keep a real one off. Because if you don't got Tank on your pound for pound top 10 list, I don't know what to call you. I wouldn't even call you a casual. I would just call you, I don't know. But a lot of lists have him on there. A lot of lists don't. Tank, Crawford, this would be a fantasy matchup for me. I think it would be power against, just all around skill. And let me not just say power because Tank is very skilled. He's one of the best fighters we've seen. Really Tyson esque, a lot smaller, mind you, but Tyson esque in terms of just his relentless ability to break people down and to do it when he wants to do it, right? Like he told us what he was going to do to Ryan Garcia, and he went in there and did it. No problem. If we saw Tank versus Crawford, fantasy matchup, like I said, we know it's unlikely. Dub, who do you have winning this fight?
Man, I don't know, man. Just watching what Terence Crawford did to Errol Spence, man, I have a newfound appreciation for Terence Crawford.
Right.
Not to say I never appreciated him for who he is, because the guy's undefeated. Been boxing for a very long time and is very skilled and technical in his weight class, and definitely one of the top fighters on that pound to pound list. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Tank takes a lot of abuse when he fights, in my opinion. He takes a little bit too much abuse, but that's how he gets into the fight. That's how he gets things going. Whoop de whoop. I don't know if he can take that abuse that Crawford can issue out. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that he will beat Davis, but I'm saying that I don't think Davis can take that amount of abuse that Crawford can issue out. That being said, I'm split. I don't know. It will be very interesting to see it. I think Tank can actually move up and make the fight happen. I would love to see it, but I don't think we may not get a chance to see it, because I think Crawford is going to ride out in the sunset. He's going to beat Charwell. He's going to beat Spence again, and I think he might just go ahead and retire. He has nothing else to prove to us. He really doesn't.
Yeah. Of course, I don't think it's ever going to happen because, again, Crawford has talked about his struggles to make 147, so he's definitely not going down to 142. I don't know that Tank could come up to 147. That's a big jump coming from 135, although I see him being very dominant at 140. 140 might be about as high as I would see Tank going. I don't know about 147 for Tank. So we probably want to see it happen. It's a fantasy match, just like if we talked about, Sugar Ray Leonard fighting Tyson, or Sugar Ray Leonard fighting Muhammad Ali, right? It's a huge jump. It's something you just really wouldn't see with that many weight classes. Just like Crawford said, he doesn't have his sights on Canelo. Canelo's too big. Canelo fights 2, 3, 4 weight classes above him, depending on where Canelo wants to fight on that day. Because he moves all the way from middleweight to all the way up to light heavyweight. He's fought at 175 as well. So if we were to see it, I think it would be a brawl. Like, I think that's what we would get, an all out brawl. We would see big shots on both sides. Um, Crawford's gonna land some punishing shots to Gervonta. You're gonna see some red on him, some lumps on him, like we've seen in the past in big fights. I think Gervonta would land some crucial shots on Crawford, and like he said, he would touch that jaw. Now, the test would be when he touches that jaw, will Crawford be able to withstand that force? I don't know. I don't know. I definitely see a situation where both guys would hit the canvas. Um, I definitely see something where, nothing, nobody's walking away from that fight the same. You know what I'm saying? Like they say that all the time about boxers. You never leave the ring the same way you went in. That's how dangerous this lifestyle is. It's a sport, but it's a lifestyle. It's a life choice. That's how dangerous it is. But I just see a situation where we get a brawl. I thought Spence and Crawford was going to be a brawl, and it was more of a mauling. He was mauling Spence throughout that fight, unfortunately for my wallet. But I think Crawford and Tank would be a brawl. It would be the fantasy matchup of probably this generation. Outside of a few other big fights that you could include Canelo and guys like that in. If I had to say, if I had to, if I had to pick a winner, I would say Crawford by unanimous decision. And that's coming from me being a Tank fan,
Wow.
but just the sheer just the sheer size advantage that he has, and then you think about the reach advantage he had. Like, look at the reach advantage he had over Errol Spence, and 2-inch reach advantage over a guy that was a little bit bigger than him. So he's a lot bigger than Tank. He has a reach advantage. He can fight inside. He can also fight outside. I think he would do a lot to avoid the big shots and avoid a lot of the big shots, but he's still gonna get caught. I think he still hits the canvas at some point. But this is a guy that has been shot in the back of the head and is still here knocking folks out. Yeah, I got Crawford unanimous decision if it goes to the cards. If it don't make it to the cards, possibly a Tank knockout. But something we may never get to see. But hey, we never thought we'd see Spence and Crawford a couple years ago. It didn't seem like it would happen. So you never know what the next couple years can bring. Hopefully, we'll see some more big fights. Hopefully, we'll get Tank and Devin Haney. If Haney doesn't run from that, hopefully we get Haney Shakur.
And to me, that's the equivalency of saying Spence and Crawford, if you ask me. Both of them at the top of their games. Both of them very technical, very skilled boxers, both undefeated. So I would love to see that.
I would love to see it as well. I think we would have to get Tank to move on up to 140, which we might not be too far away from. I think here soon that will be a reality. Tank will be at 140. So hopefully we'll get that matchup in the next year. Remember, we were the guys who brought you Tank and Ryan Garcia first. We told you that over a year ago that was going down, and we told you who would win that fight. So listen, don't sleep on it. I'm telling you right now, we're gonna get Haney and we're gonna get Tank within the next year and a half. Probably by end of the year next year is going down. I'm making that prediction right now, and we know who we got winning that fight. Won't tell you now. Tune into the next video. As always, give us that CLS treatment. Comment, like, subscribe. We'll be back with more from me in the arena.